Hey, what's up guys? Shane here, the Race Creek Bushcraft. We're going to be working on our 5th video in the series on survived knives that I promised. I've been able to go through all the knives, use them on the videos, plus off the videos, on wood and obviously some of the other materials we use. And so we're going to go over what I thought of them. I want to state up front that this is not the end all, guys. This is my opinion, which, you know, is my opinion. It's just an opinion, so mileage may vary. So I want to state that. Yeah, there's so much that I could go over. I probably won't have time to do it all, so I'm just going to go over the real basic part of it. If you have any questions or stuff, leave a comment and I'll get to it and answer it the best that I can. I want to get this piece of wood. So anyways, let's just start off with the 2.7 CPM 20 CV. That's been on my neck since I received it, and I love this knife. What I've already stated in the first video when I first tested this knife is I really like the handle. It feels great, even though it's thinner than some of the others, obviously, because it's a smaller knife. It just works good for the size of the blade. This was the sliciest of the best, and this knife worked the best in wood with the factory edge. I mean, it just did a really good job. So, you know, I don't know what else to say. I love the knife. It sharpens up really well. I've used it quite a bit since the last time I sharpened it, and you can see it's a little razor. So yeah, great ergonomics, awesome steel, good size. I love this like spear point, I guess, you know, where the point comes about the center line, and most of those survived knives are kind of that way. So it's pretty cool in it for drilling and stuff. That's one thing I do want to talk about is for drilling. Okay, if you're looking at this for like bushcraft type knife, any of these, just realize there's a pommel here that sticks out, and it's got some jimping, some pretty serious jimping. Gotta get my coon away from my stand here. And so if you're drilling like I do, it kind of can wear on your hand a little bit. So just keep that in mind on any of them, that it could be a little bit of a problem. Sorry guys, I had to get my raccoon was trying to chew up my phone case and take off my knives. So yeah, just keep that in mind, that if you're drilling hard. I did on my overnight camp out, which the video unfortunately didn't turn out. I'm really bummed. I did some pretty cool stuff. I took the 4.1 and I took this knife with my only 2 knives, which is hard for me because usually on my overnights I take like a whole backpack full of knives just to test them. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to really put these through the paces, so I took the 4.1 and the 2.7 and used them. But I was working on my ladle here, and I didn't bring any tools to eat with, so I needed something to kind of stir my food as I was cooking in the evening, in the morning, and I worked on my little goofy looking spoon. So that's some of the stuff I did with them, plus making fire. I worked on a bow drill set, so I did a lot of drilling different holes in my hearth, so I was able to do that. Helped with building my shelter. So I used this knife quite a bit during the camp out, or the overnight. I really liked it. And the other knife I used was the 4.1, same steel, CPM 20 CV. Let's talk about the steel for a second, okay? We saw this video where we had a pretty major chip in the edge. It is what it is. You know, to be honest, guys, I'm never going to do that with a knife. But I guess for the sake of doing a thorough test and people wanting to see what different steels can take, I kind of sacrificed it. And it kind of worked out for me. I ended up purchasing this knife, the 2.7 and the 4.7 Crew Forge. So when you hear me say they're not the best bushcraft knives, realize I must think something of them because I'm buying them. Okay, I liked them, but the chip in that edge enabled me to just go ahead and convex it. So now I have a convex edge, and I'm good with that. Is it as good for, you know, cutting paper and cutting meat and man-made type materials? No, it's not, okay? But it's definitely way good enough, okay? And watch this. So we saw before how this knife kind of struggled a little bit with making good feathers, and now it's just a breeze. I mean, this is ash. This is the piece we used the first day, or from that piece, and it kind of struggled with it, where now I could make good curls all day if I wanted to sit here and do that and take my time. But it's just working wood better now, and I'm happy with that. I'm glad I got to buy this knife and convex the edge. So I guess ultimately, if you're looking at one of these for strictly a bushcraft knife, then just get it and convex the edge, and then you got a woodworking knife. Okay, you've got one that'll do it all. It doesn't work as good on certain materials, but it works a lot better on wood once you convex it. Better than the factory edge. So yeah, I did some of this stuff, like I said, I batoned some wood out in the woods. I drilled some holes with this one. I used the hell out of it, and I really like the steel. It really held up well. It held up well, and it sharpened up really good. I mean, I had a big chip that I had to fix, but I was able to do it, convex it. It's all good. Love it. Bought this one. Bought this one. Next knife we'll talk about is, I haven't yet, but I'm going to buy this one too, okay? This is the Crew Forge. This is the 4.7, the new spec. Crew Forge is a steel that was designed by 5 or 6 different knife makers, and they designed it, hence the name Crew Forge, to be forged, to be forgeable steel. For guys that, like me, I like to forge stuff out of old springs and basically 1095, but I'm going to buy some of this. I can buy this at some of the knife supply places, and I'm going to try to make a knife out of Crew Forge. And it's easier to temper than a lot of higher end steels. Like, I have no idea how you would temper CPM 20CV or a lot of the other steels, but I read up on this. This is pretty basic stuff, so that's why I'm going to try it out. We opted not to do the abuse test on this, mainly because it has a nice Cerakote coating that's going to eventually wear with time using it on wood and other materials anyways, but that steel test would have just gouged it, and then you've got to worry about rust and stuff. So we decided not to do that with this knife, and that's fine with me because I'm going to buy it and I don't have to worry. It's not damaged at all. I don't have to fix anything, so I'm totally good with that. Overall, great handle design, like all of the Survives that I've tried. I like them. I have an old spec. I don't care for the handle. It's more flat-sided. I've talked about that. I like this one and all the rest of them with this palm swell. The first time I used this, I got some hot spots and it kind of made my hand sore. But since then, dang raccoon. Anyways, since then I've used it some more, and I think that's kind of went away, and maybe it was just I wasn't used to this handle design. You know, it's like anything. I ride bicycles a lot. Your first ride or 2 rides of the year, your ass is killing you, okay? It just hurts. Then pretty soon you can ride every day. It doesn't bother you at all. Same kind of thing. Maybe just the way it was designed, where it was putting pressure, I don't know. But it seems to be fine after that, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. Another reason we didn't do the test, you can look this steel up, these knives up. There's plenty of guys that have beat the hell out of them. It's going to outperform 3V anyways. It's a tougher steel, so there's really no sense in it. There's no sense in beating the knife up. It's gonna do all that stuff we did with no problem anyways. So I like this one. This knife, okay? Of the 4 I was sent, this is the one I decided I'm not really into, and not because it's not awesome, not because it doesn't feel great. It's got the best handle of the bunch as far as I'm concerned. It's got a cool choil you can choke up. It's got probably the best steel as far as being able to abuse it. I mean, you guys saw what it went through. It didn't hurt the edge, so you know, it's got some scratches and stuff, but other than that, it pretty much came out unscathed, and I was able just to spend a couple minutes with it. And all their steels, guys, they're awesome. That's what I have to say I probably like best thus far, is their steels. You can resharpen them. You know, some of these high-end steels, they're harder than hell to sharpen. You spend all day and then you don't get it right and you're just angry and you give up on it. Not so with any of these. They're easy to sharpen. I love them. And that's one of the reasons I picked them up. I do a ton of knife sharpening, and I enjoy sharpening knives. As crazy as that sounds, I like to sit down. It relaxes me, put them on my stones, and just go to town. You know, I can sit there for an hour in the evening sharpening knives. I like it, and that's probably why I got good at it, just because it's something I enjoy. So sharpening wise, they all work well. This just isn't my, I'm not gonna say it's not my style, it's not my size of knife, okay? It's a little bit bigger blade than I like to use. I mean, I'm in that 4 to 4.5 range, basically. This is my ideal knife right here. It is. I just love it. So, and it's a little bit thinner. It's a little bit more bushcrafty, a little bit better for making notches and stuff. And not that this knife won't do all those things, because it will. It's just my personal preference is I probably got 20 knives in these sizes. You guys have seen my collection. I've got a ton of knives in the 4 to 4.5 inch range. I like them. That's me. If you like bigger knives, by all means, go pick this up. It's badass. Okay? It's an awesome knife. Absolutely fantastic. Great handle, great design, ergos, steel, everything about it's good. So don't let that, because I don't want it, deter you. That makes no difference what I like. It's just what I like. So yeah, I think we went over all of them. I want to throw this is my personal Fallkniven F1 Pro. I did some pretty good scratches and a couple small chips on the edge, and I want to show you guys that. I just basically took it to some sandpaper, and voila, there's nothing whatsoever wrong with the edge anymore. I didn't spend that much time on it. Personally, this is one of my favorite steels of all time for being able to sharpen up real easy. You know, I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time on it, guys. 10 minutes, look at that. And it wouldn't shave crap when I got done beating on it, okay? Because I had some pretty good marks, but they're all gone. It's 100% functional again, so props to Fallkniven and their COS steel. I'm still happy with it. I didn't really want to do that with my knife, but I said, you know what? How do I know? How does anybody else know unless I do the test? And I'm not into really doing those kinds of things. You guys know how I feel about doing tip tests and all that. I just don't like it. I don't want to break my own knife. They're too expensive. Okay? If I had unlimited funds, or if somebody wants to send me a knife to test, I'll do whatever the hell you want. But my own stuff, I don't like to do that. And that was out of the ordinary. But it was fun. It was exciting. I enjoyed it. If anybody wanted anything test and they want to send it, I'd be more than happy to do it, because I had a blast doing it. So, just a quick overview. As far as all these knives go, great steel. They all sharpened up great. My coon's gonna knock over my tripod still. I just can't say anything bad about them. The only thing was, like I've said many times, if you want a straight up bushcraft knife, just remember when you get it, it's not gonna be perfect for wood, but it's gonna cut everything else to ribbons, okay? If you want it for wood, just convex the edge. It's not hard, and if you guys want to know how I do it, or you can just look it up, there's probably 1,000 videos out there that show how people do it. It's all pretty much the same stuff, but I'd be more than happy to answer questions. If you guys want to know anything else that I haven't covered, because I'm sure there's lots of stuff I haven't covered, I just don't have time to do it all, leave a comment and ask me questions and I'll answer it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I had fun doing it, and it kind of makes me want to think that I might want to do some stuff like this in the future. You know, just strictly take a knife or a couple knives and really test them out real well. So they all held up really well. They're all sharp again. They all shave. They all slice paper. Good knives. Like I said, I don't have anything bad to say about them. They make a great product. They're totally awesome looking as far as I'm concerned. I love the design features of them. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.